Hello everyone. What would you do with this broken brake lever? You'd probably throw it in the trash and buy a new one, but today I'm going to try to fix it first. Watch now to see these amazing transformations. I'll take one section and secure it firmly in my vise. The goal here is to create a flat, smooth surface. I'm using a file to grind down the top section. This step is crucial because a clean, level surface is necessary for the next components to sit perfectly flush and secure. Next, I'll clamp the actual lever handle into the vise. Just like before, I'm going to file down the end of this piece. I need to make sure both pieces have a similar, flattened surface where they will eventually meet, ensuring a strong and seamless connection for our new design. See how these two pieces now fit together perfectly? It's already looking much different than when we started. I'm securing the main body of the brake lever into the vise. I'm using a drill to make a precise hole through it. This hole is where I'll insert a screw, which will serve as connector in our project. Using pliers, I remove the screw from the brake lever. To make sure our next step is perfectly aligned, I'll mark the exact spot around the hole with a blue marker. Once marked, I'm carefully applying tape around the area. Once I'm happy with the marking, I'll peel off the tape. Now I take the other brake lever and carefully place masking tape over it. This will serve as a marker for where the two brake levers will meet to create a new snug connection. I will then drill another screw directly through this taped section. The screw will act as a marker for our drilling process. I'll use a drill to drive it in, creating a precise and strong thread. This strong thread is essential for holding our new part firmly in place. After removing the screw, you can see the perfect internal threading. They're ready for their new purpose. I'm now taking a thin metal rod and using an angle grinder with a sanding disc to sharpen one end. I need a very fine point here, as this sharp tip will be essential for creating a precise in our final assembly. With the rod sharpened, I'm carefully inserting it into the threaded hole on the brake lever, making sure it's firmly secured. I then use an angle grinder to trim and sharpen the end of the rod, so that it will fit snugly against the threaded portion of the remaining brake lever. With the individual pieces prepared, I'm carefully reassembling the two parts of the brake lever. This integration ensures that the broken part will fit snugly and securely after reattachment. Leave a comment and let me know which country you are watching from. It's great that we can connect and chat from all over the world. They fit together much more snugly now thanks to the filing and the new connection points I created. This forms the base of our surprising new tool. For our next project, I'm taking an ordinary wire brush and using pliers to carefully snip off the metal bristles. I will remove all of these metal bristles, leaving just a handle in preparation for the next project. Then I use pliers to adjust the brush again. Next, I'm preparing our soldering tip. I take an old AA battery and carefully cut away its outer casing using pliers. The goal here is to extract the carbon rod from the center. After completely removing the shell, I will use a box cutter to cleanly remove the plastic layer on the battery. Then, I carefully remove the positive terminal cap from the top of the battery. Then pliers to gently pull out the carbon rod. To ensure maximum efficiency and conductivity for our tip, I'll clean the exposed top of the carbon rod thoroughly with paper. After removing the carbon core of the battery, I need to use the battery casing. I use pliers to remove the battery casing. The battery casing is usually made of zinc, which is a good conductor of electricity, helping to transmit current effectively during welding. Using scissors, I carefully cut the zinc into small pieces and place them in a small glass jar. The smaller the pieces, the easier it will be to mix with the reaction solution. The cleaning solution helps clean the metal surface, removing oxides, thereby enhancing the adhesion of the solder joint. I put the cleaning solution in a small glass bottle with the zinc coating so that they react with each other and create a flux for the soldering process. To make our carbon rod tip precise and effective, I'm securing it into a drill chuck. Then, using sandpaper press against the spinning tip, I'm refining it. This sharp point will help concentrate the heat, making our soldering more precise. Once sharpened, I clean the tip of the paper while it's still spinning to remove any residue. Now for the electrical setup. To create the electrical connections, I'm taking a red wire and stripping a section of its insulation. This exposed copper will be our first contact point. I'm then attaching a crocodile clip to this end, crimping it tightly to ensure excellent conductivity. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any interesting ideas coming soon. With the other end of the red wire, I use a box cutter to strip off some of its insulation. I divide the copper wire into two parts and twist them tightly to increase the grip between the wires when connecting, ensuring stable current transmission, reducing the risk of hot joints and limiting electrical short circuits. I wound the copper wire around the handle of the wire brush and twisted it tightly. I used pliers to make sure this connection was secure during use. I inserted the sharpened carbon rod into the wire brush and secured it tightly. And that completes our soldering iron. For our next step, I'm taking a metal clothes hanger and using wire cutters to cut and straighten the section. This rod will act as our welding filler material. Our battery 12V will provide the necessary power for this experiment. I set up a small block of wood as a workbench. I connected the red alligator clip to the positive terminal and the blue alligator clip to the negative terminal, making a complete circuit. Look, our soldering iron heats up instantly. The remaining blue alligator clip is also the ground connector. I attached it to the brake lever and started the soldering process. I'm applying some of the flux mixture we prepared earlier to the brake lever. I'm using prepared metal wire to create a bridge between the battery and the modified brake lever. See those sparks and how it instantly heats up and melts through the metal? This homemade tool is quite powerful, demonstrating impressive cutting ability. Similarly, I will apply flux and weld the entire broken brake lever position. Watch closely as the metal instantly heats up and glows red. This demonstrates how concentrated energy can create intense localized heat, effectively acting as a portable welding or heating tool for small tasks. It's really quite impressive to see the metal glow like that. See those sparks in the glowing metal? That's the intense heat from the battery melting the rod and the lever, creating a strong fuse bond. I'm carefully working around the joint, making sure the weld is solid and even. Once the welding is complete, I'm using the angle grinder to smooth out the newly welded areas. This step is essential to remove any excess material and ensure a clean, professional finish, making our transformed brake lever look seamless. Then I use sandpaper to smooth the weld area. This helps remove any remaining imperfections and creates a smooth. To achieve a pristine look, I'm first wet sanding the entire lever with sandpaper. The water helps to carry away debris and ensures a smoother finish. After thorough sanding, I dry it completely with a cloth and give it a good polish. This reveals the true shine of the metal. You can see how smooth it's becoming. And voila, you can see how solidly it is welded. Tapping it with a hammer won't affect it. From a broken motorcycle brake lever that was destined to be thrown in the trash, I restored it to a brand new, unique, and sturdy one using only simple tools I had at home. Don't forget to subscribe for more fantastic DIY ideas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.